Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Saturday morning, so you know it's time for another live edition of the Extra Point. We got PO Coach in the house. We got Michigan Michael Hasso in the house, and bringing up the bottom of the map, we got Tasha T Sizzle in the house. How you doing this morning, T Sizzle? How you doing, Michigan Michael Hasso?
I'm good. I'm just trying to get these twigs together. Y'all know my shit done start getting long, so it be in my face, and I be having to, trying to pull it back. Trying to get
you got that hang time going.
Trying to get these twigs together.
looking good, Mike. What's your hand looking like this morning? What's
I got
that's what your hand is looking like this morning.
Shout out to Mr. Paul for the birthday present.
No, man, I don't know what you're talking about, man. But the rings look fantastic. All right. We got a lot of football to talk about today. We got a lot of NFL questions that I need answers to. And there's no two people on earth I'd rather get these answers from than these two you're sitting on the screen with right now. Let's get to it. All right. Mike, you down here in Big D, down here in the DFW. So you understand that SEC Media Days came through town this week. And the interesting thing that came out of SEC Media Days was the fact that the most intriguing headline came from a member of the media who used to coach but is no longer coaching. That is one Mr. Nick Saban. Now, he raised some eyebrows and probably ruffled a few feathers down in Tuscaloosa with his comment that he made regarding his predictions for this year's SEC championship game, to which he said it will be Georgia versus the University of Texas, the new members of the SEC. Mike, you batting lead off this morning. Do you agree with Nick Saban? It will be Georgia and Texas.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Georgia and Texas, they have a little foundation going. They got some momentum going. I'm not saying, Alabama was in the Rose Bowl, right? But they have a lot of things to figure out, and we saw that in the Rose Bowl game. The center was atrocious. That O-line was atrocious. Yeah, you have a quarterback. He's going to be great. But you got a lot of stuff to figure out. You still have the coaching that's letting all the recruits that Saban was usually getting. Now he can't really get that same talent. I think Alabama has some stuff to figure out.
Okay, Tasha, let me come to you with this. Now, we know that Nick Saban has traditionally been the one to tell his team, don't eat the cheese. Basically meaning don't listen to the media and the fans who keep hyping you up, telling you that you're a dynasty, that you're the greatest thing since sliced bread, that to trying to keep a humble and hungry mindset when you approach each week, especially with the success that Alabama had under Nick Saban. Tasha, do you think those comments could be more posturing to his team through the media, or do you really think that he knows his team better than anybody else? He coached those players last year. That he really think they don't have it this year? What do you think?
I really think he believes they don't have it. And it's not because he's not there. You have Georgia. Georgia is going to steamroll unless they just so happen to come into a bump in the road like they did last year. Georgia's going to run over everybody. Let's just put that out there. Texas, I don't know what it is about Texas. Texas will have a few down years, and Texas will come back like just a steam engine, just moving forward. And what Mike was saying about the recruits, it's not even about the recruits anymore. Have y'all noticed that the majority of the players that are coming into these universities are not via recruiting? It's the transfer portal. And right. No one is wanting to transfer to Bama.
Mike, why do you think that is?
It's kind of like a job, like you go to a new job and you don't really apply or go to a new department when you don't even know what the foundation is or what's being asked of you or what that looks like. I think when Georgia and Alabama were at that top tier, everybody was wanting to jump in there to roll. I think on the flip side, you have Colorado to where it's like, okay, well, I'll get some face time over there and get my playing time. I think Alabama right now, that's the thing is like they have a new coach. Things are going to change. Nobody knows what that's going to look like. So that's what you get.
Yeah.
Now, going back to Texas, let's circle back to Texas, because if Nick Saban is correct and Texas meets Georgia in the SEC championship game, then that means that incumbent starting quarterback Brock Ewers had another phenomenal season. He was great last year, decided not to enter the draft, came back for another year this year. that also means if he's on the field, then Arch Manning is not on the field. Let's turn you into Mama and Papa Manning real quick. Would you be okay with your son, who's highly touted, who by all intents and purposes should be a top 5 draft pick whenever he decides to declare, that he's not getting any playing time while he's at Texas? Would that bother you, Tasha?
I mean, you knew what it was when you signed up. And I know everybody coming on Drake, but that's a Drake line. You know what it was when you signed up.
Right. Oh, right. In a different context, but yes, that is correct. Yeah. Now, Denise, good morning, checking in. She says, no one knows the success the team will have with a new coaching staff. They don't want to risk NILs and future league opportunities. That's kind of
and to that, it's like when you got Kalen DeBoer there, we all know he's no Nick Saban, but he's not a bum coach or anything.
Right.
Saban was bringing the eyes and the dollars.
Right.
DeBoer can't bring those dollars. Alabama has enough money in that university to, pay the students, which is what they're doing now. But it's that outside NIL money that I don't think DeBoer is going to be able to bring in. Outside of like Harvard, who has the biggest endowment, Texas A&M has the most money. I think they were like $19 billion.
Right.
And Texas is not far behind because we all know where the majority of that money comes from in Texas. It's going to be hard to get a team when you've lost the best coach, arguably. I'm not going to say the best coach in college football history.
Yes.
And then you're bringing a new guy in. The players don't know his scheme. They don't know what he's going to do. It's going to be a minute before, if he doesn't win the first 2 years in Bama, it's going to be hard. It's going to be like that era once Gene Stallings left when nobody really knew what was going on in Alabama.
Right.
But to go back to the Arch Manning thing, I don't know if they've shown us that they've been petty enough. We're not going to play if you draft us type deal.
Right.
I don't know. And then, everyone is putting him up because he's a Manning. We don't know if he's going to be a top 5 player. We've only seen him play in high school and seen him do some cleanup work at Texas. We haven't seen him go out there and be the number 1 guy with the number 1 team going up against defenses and things like that. So who knows we don't even know if his market is big enough, but his name alone would get people to, take a chance on him.
I mean, we just got through talking about how Brawny got that, though. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why would this not be the same case? Right. Sit Archie on the bench. Hey, I'm okay you not getting hurt because I know your name. You might play one great year, get into the championship game. You don't even have to win. Just make sure that you play out, to Tasha's point, so just playing against good defense for one season, and then you're going to get drafted. You're going to get that good deal. Like, that's what it is now.
All because of that name is Manning. It's nepotism on Super Bowl levels. from
Interesting point there. I'm glad that the conversation is going in that direction because I didn't really consider the fact that, hey, the longer you sit with the clipboard, the less injury risk you have. And again, your name is Manning. So if you're one of the bottom feeder NFL teams, why wouldn't you want a Manning when the prior 2 Mannings had Super Bowl success and Hall of Fame careers? So great job by y'all to that point. Now, the Big 12 also had their media day in Vegas. And as we can all expect, Colorado stole all of the headlines, as they probably will do all season. What we also know about Colorado is that they will never disappoint us when it comes to a soundbite. And this week was no different in Vegas. Let's start with quarterback Shedeur Sanders. He got on the podium and said, "We're everybody's Super Bowl," which in a vacuum doesn't sound like a hot take until you consider the fact that they won 4 games last year. Mike, are they everybody's Super Bowl? How can a 4-win team be everybody's Super Bowl?
Man, I love that. One thing I like about social media, which I know social media has a lot of negative connotations, but the one thing that I do love is the comment section. Like, the reel's great, but you open up that comment section and it's like, it's money there. Everyone, Super Bowl, how are you the Super Bowl team when you only won 4 games last season? And like, it's just hilarious. I think it's funny. I mean, it's playing into the game though, right? Like, we're still talking about it, like that's the main thing that they're trying to get is that FaceTime. So he's doing his job. So,
but the thing is, I agree with Shedeur.
I do too. Go ahead. Why do you agree with Shedeur?
Because it's not about the record or if they're the best team, they're the most hated team. Hated and most loved at this moment, especially last year. You had a lot of people who don't know nothing about Michael Westbrooks. They don't know nothing. Westbrook, they don't know nothing about Cordell Stewart. They don't know nothing about Rashawn Salam. They don't know Eric B. They don't know nothing about that. They don't remember when his mom, when they were interviewing his mom and them kids got to acting up and she slapped shit out them kids on live TV on a Saturday afternoon game.
I can't believe you remembered that. Go ahead, Tasha.
I would never forget that. I was like, this shit just slapped. But they're bringing the eyes and the views. Like I found myself watching some of his son's clips that he's recording because he said, "Oh, our son does all the media." I find myself watching a few of his YouTube things because it's just interesting. But yeah, they are everybody because everybody wants to beat Colorado. They don't like the nepotism that Deion provides for his children. So right. They want to knock them off. They want them to be 0-11, 0-12.
I agree with you, Tasha, from the premise of when you see Colorado on your schedule, you circle that date like I'm about to go shut their ass up. Mm-hmm. Y'all been Deion stepping and Millie whopping and talking crazy and you got Lil Wayne and The Rock and you got Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp a court side. I mean, with the field pass. You got Warren Sapp. You got all these Hall of Fame players there. You're supposed to be the it team, the culture team. And if look no further than Dan Lanning last year. What did he tell his team before that game? Oh, they out for clicks. We out for wins. And what did they do to Colorado? Put that hammer on them. And then every subsequent team after that, remember the Colorado State coach? How he got his team fired up for that double overtime game that finished at 4 a.m. I'm so glad they're in the Big 12. We can stop with those 9:30 tip-offs for Colorado. So I agree with Mike in the sense that they do not have the resume to beat somebody's Super Bowl.
Right.
They're not going to give you a quality win on the schedule. If you're talking about non-conference schedule and you're starting to rank teams toward the end of the year, should this team get in over this team? Oh, well, they have a win over Colorado. How much does that really mean on the field? Not much.
It doesn't mean anything if they don't win.
But
yeah, I think what I define as our Super Bowl or like where everyone's Super Bowl is that when you talk about a team like that, you play for that team during preseason. Like you always have like, what we call like there's Ohio State week or there's Michigan week. You have at least one drill every practice for that team. And no one is having that for Colorado. Like they're not necessarily worried until it's the week before.
Right. It's not like the Colorado team. It's just they want to beat certain people. They want to shut them up. Right. It's not about so that's why I get why he said it's their Super Bowl because those stands gonna be full.
Good morning, Troy. Good morning, Melanie. Good morning, Ray.
Because everybody wants to put it on social media. Oh, we beat Colorado. Oh, what you talking now? So yeah.
Because they
basically want to shut them up.
Right. Because Dan Lanning was sick of it. Just as a man and as a competitor and a coach with championship aspirations, you're looking at a college game day, being at the game, and everybody's talking to Deion, everybody's talking to Dwayne Johnson, everybody's talking to Lil Wayne. They got pep rallies, they got popcorn, they got the 360 photo booth, they got the smoke coming out like they the U, ain't beat nobody. Yeah. Well, at that time, they had a winning record. Yeah. But Dan Lanning was like, now I've been doing this. We've been doing this. Like, we got championship aspirations. We're about to smack these, and they did. And everybody followed that blueprint and put them hands on Deion. So it's almost like I love it from like Mike says. And for the comments, I'm doing my toilet reading, I'm scrolling, I'm looking.
What did you just say?
Hey, you get some of the best social media time in on that toilet with the door closed. Like, let me just scroll give me 10 minutes. You're already done. You're just like, okay, let me. Mike, am I lying, Mike?
No lies were told that day.
No, wait a minute, Farrah. And good morning to you, Farrah. We are not hating on the 360 booth. We're saying to go to Farrah Darris 360 booth. I'm saying You need to be at the Colorado game. That's what I'm saying, Farrah. And shouts out.
Good parking lot, Farrah. Set up in the parking lot.
Right. Hook the extra point up with one so we can do the little, But yeah, the Colorado was good for that. And if I'm 19, 20 years old and I'm playing against Shador and I know that offensive line is leaky and I'm a defensive lineman, I know I'm about to get about 3-4 clips. Mm-hmm. I'm about to go viral.
That's your resume.
Right. So I agree with both of you on that. Great points by both. Now let's move on to Deion because let me get my notes off. So I want to make sure I don't parse his words. Now Deion was asked if his wins or losses are judged differently than other coaches. And I'm going off script here, so y'all just flow with me here. Good morning, Stephanie Coulter. Good morning, Saints. All right. So Deion was asked, hey, Deion, like, are your wins judged differently? I mean, this is what Deion said, and I'm paraphrasing here, but this will give you the gist of what his answer was. He said that Colorado can't win 9 games and have a low GPA for the team. They can't have a high GPA and lose 8 games again. They can't go get players out the portal with they've been hitting on women. They can't have 23 driving incidents since 2023. They can't do it. He has to be great in all aspects.
Why you got to bring up old shit? Why you got to throw Georgia in the mix?
Look, I'm just bringing this back around because you all made some great points about the University of Georgia and how all is forgiven because they win. Mike, I asked Mike point blank last week, well, how are they getting away with this? He said because they winning. So, Deion, you ain't winning. Thank God you don't have the other issues right now. But do you think that's a fair assessment, Mike, that he can't lack in any of those areas just because of the name of who he is and all of the bravado that he talks?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, exactly. He's saying though that what we already knew when he got the position. We're like, well, you're going to have to get a lot of money because you're not going to be in no title game anytime soon. So he's doing what he can, which is understandable. No one thought, I mean, Paul and I, we wanted Colorado to be in like the Final Four.
We did.
Wasn't going to happen.
And let's let the record show. I'm the lone one that said I didn't think it was going to.
Now, didn't Tasha just say why you bringing up old stuff?
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, go ahead, Mike. We're gonna come to you in just a second.
I mean, we wanted them to. I mean, if we didn't put no money on it now, so
right. Mike, who'd you put the money on?
Michigan.
Yes, you did. Go ahead with your statement.
But yeah, I think he's doing what he can. I think he's doing a fabulous job because he is trying to get those right players. And you saw what he did when the players weren't in the right mindset of that team atmosphere. He's like, then go on and kick rocks.
Right. So, right. Tasha, do you agree that what Deion is saying? And if you do agree, is that fair?
I mean, I do agree, but that's kind of what Deion brings.
Right.
He's always brought that from the time he was at Florida State when now they're trying to dig up stuff saying that he didn't even go to class. I
believe that, but go ahead.
Right. He's always had that. He's always been about the flash. He's always been about the show. He's always been about look at me. So, I mean, everything he's saying is true. But let one thing happen with one particular football player on that Colorado roster, and all hell's gonna break loose. It's gonna be on the ticker. It's gonna be breaking news. Like I said, all those auto accidents, the only one from Georgia that has really been on the ticker was when the 2 people lost their lives, unfortunately. Right. Now, we may see a little scroll on it, but I didn't hear anybody mention it. We read it online, but I didn't hear anybody mention that.
We dug in the crates like the record store back in. We had to go digging through the crates to find the particulars on that. Mike had to send me the stat that we used last week. I didn't find that on my own. I didn't hear that on any national television shows. And I work from home most of the time. I'm watching it all day, and I didn't really hear anything about it. Mike kind of dug that gem up and provided that for the peeps. Now, we got a question from the Goon Squad. Ray says, so when do y'all think Colorado will be ready for that big stage? Either one of you, feel free to jump in.
I mean, I think they're ready for the big stage because you have players outside of I'm not gonna, because I know you're gonna ask that question later. They have the players. I just don't know what it is about them coming together to put that to get them where they need to be. They've been ready for that big stage.
I have a theory on that one particular comment that you just made, but I want to throw it to Mike. Mike, what do you think? What does a successful season look like this year for Colorado?
Yeah, I think you have to define what that is, right? Like, what's ready mean? What does success mean? I think for everyone, if they're trying to put them on the pedestal of making the playoffs, do we think that they can make the top 12? I mean, you got to look at that top 12. If we're being realistic, that 12 or 10 to 12 spot is like a Michigan team right now because we don't even know what our quarterback can do right now. So they're like on that level. Now, you put Michigan's defense right now against that Colorado offense, that ain't going to happen. So if you're thinking like, is Colorado ready right now for the playoffs? No. And I'm also interested to see what Sanders does when his sons leave. Like, then you can actually see, like, is he going to jump ship? Is he going to go somewhere else? Like, what's that look like?
Oh,
no, as long as Mike Norvell is down there getting them where they need to be, they're not gonna get rid of him.
If you leave Florida and add the state, and you can go get Deion while you're trying to get out of the ACC, I think you kick Mike Norvell to the curb and go bring in old Pond.
They are still mad because Deion took Travis Hunter to Jackson State with him. Ain't no way in I don't care how mad I am at somebody. I ain't burning my Deion Sanders jersey.
No,
they ain't producing them no more.
Right. That number 2 is gonna stay in the vault. Now, Farrah says, I love Deion, but it's a show in Colorado right now. Like, don't do that, Farrah.
Yeah. No,
you know I love you.
Farrah, I be down there, baby.
You know I love me some
I be down there in October, Farrah.
I get a little emotional when it comes to the teams and the players that I love. You hurt my feelings right there, Farrah. You hurt my feelings. I'm not calling you a liar because you're telling the truth, but you hurt my feelings. So, Mike, let's go back to what you said about let's define success. What about playoff? What about a bowl game? Can we get 6 wins out you, Deion? Is that success? Can they make it to a bowl game?
Yeah, they can make it to a bowl game, but it's not a playoff. Like, they're not a top 12 team.
Well, look, now they can backdoor their way in by way of the Big 12 title because I believe all conference champions will get a spot in the bowl game. They won't get a bye, but they could get in as a Big 12 champ. I mean, there's no Texas, no OU.
What's in the Big 12? I need to start Googling.
I mean, but you look at the Big 12 and the talent that's in the Big 12, Colorado fits. So, like, I could see them getting 6 or 7 wins, but still not winning the Big 12. They got some heavy hitters.
They are original Big 12 members. Let's just start there. But
that is true. And it's going to be good to see them play in Nebraska this year again. Yeah. I like that traditional Big 12, Big 8 matchup. Farrah, we're about to block you. I'm about to move on to another team.
Let Farrah stay because she done called Deion Lil Jerry. But Farrah, to your point,
that hurt my feelings.
I don't think Deion will actually leave Colorado even after Shedeur and Shiloh have gone because coaches get on TV all the time and lie and say they ain't going nowhere, and then you see them at the press conference where they holding up a new helmet with somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Right, 5 minutes later.
Right.
I mean, he's preaching it's a family aspect. And the way they have Deion set up in Colorado, I don't think he's gonna leave after Shedeur and Shiloh are gone. I think after they leave, if they get really, really bad or something like that, I think they'll leave then.
You two brought up a great point in the opening salvo when talking about Alabama as far as the money is concerned. If Colorado continues to invest and they can money whip players out of the portal, I think Deion stays. As long as he can get the next Shedeur Jr. or the next Travis Hunter Light, I think he'll stay. But if that money dries up and he can't get him, go ahead, Mike.
I could see, so what's Deion good at, right? Recruiting and having that cash flow in. If you see another, I'm talking about Power 4 conference, SEC team that has that, like you said, Florida State or like an ACC, like somewhere that has that but hasn't had it in a while, I could see that, like, even that you see it like Alabama, if they have like 2 years that are just awful,
right?
They might give them some money, just be like, hey, can you just recruit for us? We haven't had that in a while,
right? Right. Now we're gonna close this one.
What Sarah said, he did say he wasn't gonna leave Jackson State, so I don't believe a lot.
I tried to take that down before you saw it.
I don't believe a lot of stuff that come out of these coaches' mouths.
Deion lied through his teeth. on that one. Through those veneers, he told a lie because he was about building the HBCU profile. Remember, he started the HBCU combine with the NFL Network, and he wanted to try to get. Then he left as soon as the opportunity came.
All the people that I know who are Jackson State alum, Jackson State people, I noticed last season them stands wasn't as packed.
And later in the season, when it got cold up there in Rado, they was like,
I'm talking about in Mississippi.
Yeah. We talked about SMU at the beginning and how they got the second highest in Texas, right behind A&M, about like 177 million from alumni.
Right,
That's crazy.
Right. Now that they off the death penalty, and now that you can pay money legally, y'all don't woke up the beast with the SMU program.
They was one Trans Am payment away from getting away scot-free. I don't care what Eric Dickerson said. Your grandmama ain't buy that Trans Am.
Your grandmama did not buy that Trans Am. Everybody was working at the Sealy Posturepedic place for the mattresses. There ain't nobody have no Trans Am money. So let's just stop that foolishness.
And y'all know SMU making a comeback because of because the Lamar Hunt, I think it's his grandson, not Lamar, the people who own the Chiefs, the
Hunt family. Yeah, that's the Hunt family.
I mean, it's the Hunt family, but I said Lamar like it was his grandson. Lamar been dead 40 years, but
so is SMU. But they back. They back.
His son is going to SMU.
Look. When you start talking about the letter D, when it comes to the DFW, when you start talking about Dallas County, DeSoto, Duncanville, you talking about some hitters. You go watch those state championship games out there in Harlem.
Especially in DeSoto.
If you can do like Jimmy Johnson did in Miami in the 80s, when he said, I'm going to recruit the state of Miami. If SMU locks up the DFW area, they back.
Yeah. Like you look at those state titles in high school, they own 9 out of the 10. Like, come on.
They are back. Farrah, you done energized me this morning, even though you was hating on my boy. One more thing, since you brought up Travis Hunter. He went viral earlier this week. He was streaming online playing the NCAA 25. And Colorado, he was playing with himself, of course. And the guy sacked him on the play. He said, this game is so realistic. And the other guy said, why is that? He said, because my O-line is trash. Mike, am I being get off my lawn guy? Because I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
Man, you got two sides, right? Like you got one side of like kids being kids and they're just playing, and like that's fair, right? Because he's telling the truth. On the second thing, you're the leader of that team, and we gotta think this is July. This is post spring game. This is your O line going into next season. Come on, man. You think they're gonna try to block for you now? Come on, Mike. Man.
What happened to Willie Beeman when they got mad at Willie Beeman?
Go back and watch Any Given Sunday. It's on Netflix. Well, at least it's on Netflix here in Dallas. Willie Beeman, a.k.a. Jamie Foxx, got on there and started talking about he got invisible juice, so it don't matter that his O-line is trash. And then they purposely let people wax his ass the next game. And remember the fight? LL Cool J said, I guess you forgot your invisible juice.
Dang.
Mike said the buzzword, leader. You're one of the best players on the team. You're supposed to be a leader. Why are you calling out your offensive line, calling them trash? They overhauled the unit anyway and brought in a whole new batch of players out of the portal to help block for you. You're a receiver. You need that offensive line to help you get the ball, to help you get the stats, to help you get the money, to help you get the cachet. As a leader on the team, why are you fragmenting my team? And Dion, I love you, Dion. But that's where you step in and you publicly say, like you called out that cornerback that transferred last year about his work ethic. Hey, we don't do this, Travis. We don't do this here. We one band, one sound. One band, one sound. And
he has every right to say that.
Oh, wow.
We all agree, but some things like when we have our, discussions, we say this is kitchen table talk.
She said playing as himself, not with himself. No wonder why he said pause.
And that's what I told you when you said that. I was like, ooh.
No, see, y'all some freaks. This is a Saturday morning show. Get your minds out of the gutter. We're talking about football here. Go ahead, Tasha.
But, that's just kitchen table talk. That's just stuff that you don't say out loud.
On live, right.
That's what I was going back to when they were saying, can Colorado win, or can they show this year or be good? Not with that bum ass offensive line, they can't.
That's true. But the thing is, how can you build camaraderie? To Mike's point about, I don't see them. I can see them in a bowl game, but you can just backdoor your way into 6 games and play in the transmission fluid bowl somewhere in Tupelo.
But that goes back to what I said last week too. When y'all was 4-0, y'all had that same O-line.
Now, right. Now, Ferris said, was it the O-line fault when he got leveled on the sideline and was out a few games? No, that was a dirty hit by Colorado State because they were talking trash. It all goes back to, these self-inflicted wounds for the University of Colorado?
He just got to, he's learning cause and effect. To Tasha's point, can he say that? Yes, but there's going to be an effect to it. Now you got to apologize, go gift him something. He could have easily said, you know what? This game ain't all there because my new O-line wouldn't have let that happen.
Mike, I'm high-fiving you, bro, because you take this opportunity to say, oh, this game hating, like they using last year's stuff, and we play a lot better brand of football than this, so blah, blah, blah. You know who you are, Travis Hunter. You know that's going to be on Bleacher Report. You know that's going to be on 3. You know that's going to be a trending topic for you throwing your team under the bus. And where the hell are you, Dion? Damn, you talking about real fathers, real men. Did he have a...
Okay, Tom Joyner.
Let me get out of that. Thank you, Tasha, because I was about to die all the way Gress on that. And playing as himself, y'all. Sorry, Nisi Poo. Playing as him.
Yes.
So,
when you said that, I was like, he didn't catch what he just said.
I did not catch what I just said because I said it with a pure heart, y'all. A pure heart. I got my water Saturday morning. I got Tasha T. Sizzle and Michigan Mike on the screen with me. It's a good day, Dad Gumming. But was it a good day for some of these NFL quarterbacks? Let's transition into the pros, shall we? Because we're getting close to the Hall of Fame game when they start having all of these preseason list hit. Now, this one was one that I think bears talking about because it's the top 10 quarterbacks of 2020 and 4. Oh, good morning, Brandon in the house. Shouts out, my boy. Now, let's get to it, y'all. The top 10 quarterback list was released earlier this week, and I got questions, damn it. I got a lot of questions. Let's go through the list real quick. We have Patrick Mahomes at 1, Joe Burrow at 2, Josh Allen at 3, Lamar Jackson at 4, Matthew Stafford at 5, Justin Herbert at 6, C.J. Stroud at 7, A-Rod at 8, 9, Jared Goff, 10, Dak Prescott. Let's play a little game of word association. Mike, this list is blank.
This word is inaccurate.
Tasha, one word. This list is what?
Shit.
Okay, now hold on a second. Let me bring this down.
I got a new one. Selective is mine.
Okay, because I don't want to block Tasha's face when I put up some of these comments. Okay, they were making this list.
They was on them they was on them shrooms that your boy was that Lyron was on when they made
now people are chiming in, so we're not the only ones who had issues with this list. Now let me bring this back up because I don't want to cover T Sizzle's pretty face with the comments. All right, so Jarrell chimed in, so let's start here. Who's too high, Mike?
Too high. I'm gonna go.
And you can have multiple choice answers here.
I'm gonna go Matthew Stafford, Herbert, and Rodgers.
Tasha, who's too high?
What he said.
Okay, so you all are in agreement with Matthew Stafford, Herbert,
and I think Joe
Rodgers.
Burrow is too high. I mean, he deserves to be on this list, but I think he's too high for what he did last season.
He's way too high for what he did last season. I have Joe Burrow as too high. I agree with you all with Justin Herbert as too high. I have C.J. Stroud as too high.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers should not be on this list. Now, who's too low, Mike? You up first.
I'm going to go with the surprising factor. I'm going to go Dak Prescott as my number one, being low. I even did it in the comments when I sent it to you, I think. You look at Dak. I think what's trouble or what's hard about this selective list is that it is so selective, and you have to understand, like, okay, if NFL executives and coaches and scouts are doing this, they're going off of their potential. And so, like, once you understand that, then it's like, oh, okay. But then why is Dak Prescott so low then? Because his potential, he showed. He had over 4,500 yards. He led like 36 touchdowns. He had he had a high QBR at 106. Like
led the league in scoring at 30 points a game.
I mean, come on. If you're going to be selective, be selective.
Right. Aaron Rodgers played one series, and he's ahead of that.
And did he even complete that pass on that?
He did not complete that pass, Tasha. Tasha, who's too low?
I would say Dak is too low, and I would say Lamar.
That's what I was waiting on.
Given
the two-time MVP?
Given the fact that I think Joe Burrow is too high, and like I put in our group, I said they're basing this list off of measurables and traits. That's the only reason why some of these people are even on this list. Like Lyron should not even be on this list at number 8. He didn't even play. Joe Burrow, again, he was injured. I just don't think if a player didn't finish the whole season, they don't need to be on this list.
They should not be on this list.
Right. But that's the thing. They didn't go off of like last season measurables. Like they're only going off of like career measurables.
Because Matthew Stafford did not do anything. Matthew Stafford should not be in the top 10. Oh, Klinger himself. Yeah, he didn't perform well in the postseason. But they were talking about him being the MVP of the league at one point during the
right. And here's my issue with that. When that wide receiver list come out, CeeDee Lamb won't be number 10. Why?
CeeDee Lamb was number 4.
Right. But he had the same measurables and success as Dak Prescott.
Justin Jefferson was number 1, which even though he was injured, I'm still gonna get at him.
Yeah.
You had Devontae Adams, who was number 2.
Probably Tyreek.
I'm just
guessing because Tyreek was number 1.
Tyreek was number 1. Okay, I can see that. I'm gonna bring this down to bring some comments up. Good morning, Christina. In the thing now. Brandon says Matthew Stafford is too high. Word association. Denise says trash. Now, Farrah, you getting on my bad side this morning. What's going on? Why we got beef today? What do you mean some damn Dak? What's really going on?
She said what she said.
She did. She said what she said. She says Dak, Stafford, her. Oh, she got a problem with the whole list. I do too. Joe and Josh should not be above Lamar. I'm a fan of Josh Allen, old Superman. I'm a fan of Josh Allen.
Too, and he got my favorite new nice.
Say that because we coming down your road with that particular tidbit. So we're gonna save that for just a minute. I love me some Josh Allen. I like his game. I think he gets way too much criticism. They put this list order based on skin tone. Tasha, I think you found a friend in Jesus. Mike, moving on in a hurry. Burrow is way too high for me. I agree. Stephanie Coulter, I agree. Everyone didn't even play.
He didn't play.
Man. Justin Herbert is overrated. Now, Tasha, we've been saying this for a while. Now, here's my thing with Herbert. I think Herbert deserves to be on this list. I think he's a top 10 quarterback because I saw a stat the other day that kind of made me reassess my hate for his game, where he had the tying or go-ahead score in the fourth quarter in like 7 games that they lost last year. Then the defense just said, F it. Don't have to win. So
I think Harbaugh's going to change him.
But here's my thing, and I'm glad you said that, Mike. Harbaugh going to take the air out of that damn ball. Harbaugh's not going to let him drop back 50 times a game.
Exactly.
Yeah. So he might drop out of this list, but win more games.
Right.
I think him getting Harbaugh extends his career because he got knocked the hell out of the season last year.
But this is my thing when it comes to Josh Herbert. They're saying, he had Keenan Allen. But now they're saying all the good stuff that, what's his name, the quarterback at Chicago, because he has Keenan Allen. Williams. If you're saying Keenan Allen was the reason he couldn't perform with this quote unquote top wide receiver.
Right. Keenan Allen had a record. Yeah, he had a historic season last year playing with Herbert, though. Herbert is a great fantasy quarterback. He does have the tools. He can make all the throws. I think the thing that was missing with him was kind of like the whole problem that Dallas had with Luka, that they didn't understand the best way to put pieces around him. Mm-hmm. Now that Nico came in and got Luka the right pieces, some physical guys who can screen on the pick and roll, some people who can finish at the rim for the lob game, to make people pick and choose, some corner 3 shooters where Luka will draw in and there's somebody who can kick and punish you. Like, they figured out the formula for Luka to be successful, and he's going to win a championship. by the way, as I digress back to football, Harbaugh has showed everywhere he's been that he will maximize the people around his quarterback. He did it with J.J. McCarthy just the last 3 years.
Harbaugh gonna build a quarterback.
He's going to get him right.
Quarterback successful.
He's going to get him right.
He pulled Kaepernick off the bench. I remember they had him in the sideline when they had why can I never remember names, y'all? Y'all make sure y'all check me down here. Oh yeah, Alex Smith. And I remember they panned, and I said, "Who is that dude?" I literally said, "Who is this? Who is this dude?" The backup quarterback. And then what happened? He puts him in, and Cap became a household name.
Kaepernick should be sending him. No, he should be sending him a bottle of Hennessy every Christmas, because there is no Kaepernick without Harbaugh. Mm-hmm. Nobody would have gave a damn if you was on both knees praying during the national anthem. If it's
Andrew
no
Luck, he brought eyes to Stanford for Andrew Luck to get.
Tasha, let me give Harbaugh some more flowers real quick, because I'm glad you brought up Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck looked around without Harbaugh and said, "F it, Obama out." He hit you with the meme where the little kid throw the peace sign and disappear. Oh, ain't no Harbaugh? All right, I'm good. I'm gonna go ahead and start writing children's books. Y'all got me messed up. So Harbaugh is gonna have the Chargers winning games this year. He's gonna have them winning right away. I got my money on him. Good morning, the safety.
But they're gonna be winning.
He said, got a ride, Peyton. So, who done spiked her coffee this morning? I'm loving it. All right, now let's bring this list back up, because I got one. Mike, no. You're right. Producer's right. No, you good. You're right. Which one of these quarterbacks should be on the top 10 list, Tasha? Mike has done the homework for us. We got Jalen Hurts. We got Brock Purdy, Jordan Love, Tua, Kirk, and Trevor.
Y'all ain't even got to ask me, because y'all already know who I'm going for.
Brock should have been on the list.
Thank you.
Why is he not in the top 10? How is Aaron Rodgers ahead of
He had
Brock
the highest.
Purdy?
He had the highest QBR at 113. Like,
thank you.
How? Jordan Love. I got him over Stafford.
I don't need to say it.
Which one of these players not named Brock Purdy? Because I think Brock Purdy was a gross negligence and dereliction of duty with his omission. So we're going to remove him. Which one of these players, or is there another player that you think will be on this list by season's end?
I mean, again, I understand why they didn't put Jalen Hurts. He was injured. He really didn't have a good season. Jordan Love really didn't start showing, his oomph until, the latter part of the season.
Correct.
Tua stayed upright for the majority of the season. His eggs ain't scrambled, but I don't want his family suing the NFL 25 years from now, because that was his choice. I hate to say it, because y'all know I hate Kirk Cousins. He did have a good season.
No. Bring this down so we can see the whites of your eyes when you say this. Come on, Tasha, finish.
Y'all know I don't believe in a Kirk and a Cousins. I do not. Like I said, he had 1,000 Wolf tickets and he sold y'all 999 of them, because the one person he didn't sell it to that didn't buy was me. But the man
was leading the league in touchdowns when he tore his ACL.
I gotta put him, even though he did not finish the season, I gotta put him at number 10 over some of these others.
Oh, you just trying to kiss up to Tasha right now. We ain't bringing you on the show. I don't like this, Farrah. Come on now, what's going on? Now Denise says Hurts. Mike, you my man, 50 grand and all, but all Hurts is good for is a 4th and 1. All he's good for is a tush push.
No,
I got Devontae Smith, but you still can't get it done.
You ain't finna come for Jalen like that.
You're just a tush push. You just a tush push.
You're not finna.
You can't hold Dak's jock, Jalen Hurts. And I said right here, you can't do it. Now
we'll see this season. We'll see.
Man, they always split. Don't make me do this. So we're not picking this right now, Mike. No. You know that Philly always get one on Dallas. Always get one. Kenny Man checking in. He says, I'm gonna get Go Blue a chip with my Road to Glory player. Now, see, we're gonna talk about that game here to close the show. Y'all stay tuned, because I think Tasha may be the newest person to join the ride the wave. Mike, you behind today. I'm on your ass. I can't wait for that game to come in the mail. You about to get. We're gonna digress. I like that list, but I'm gonna go with. Let's go back to Kirk Cousins real quick. So you say Cousins, if he stays upright, will be on this list. I'm going with Tua. Tua got but I will get into him a little more
Oh, no,
specific.
I thought you said who should have been on the list.
No, I'm saying who will be on the list by at the end of the year.
Not Kirk Cousins. No, and I'm taking him
Okay,
off.
that's why I was like, well, okay, tell me more.
No, I thought you said who should have been on the list at the top 10. No, because I don't think Kirk Cousins is going to play well this season because he's hurt.
Right, stayed upright was so disrespectful. I'm glad somebody else caught that. Talking about his eggs were scrambled. I'm hungry too, by the way. How many times Dak played in the Super Bowl? Hurts is a Jarrell, you're a Texas fan.
See, I ain't even gotta say nothing. See, I ain't gotta say nothing.
Tasha, what are your thoughts on that? Would you take Dak or Hurts? Your team beat both, so you can be objective. Come on. You can do it. Come on.
I'm not going to say what I want to say because y'all be getting mad when I be telling you.
Well, you're in the booth. What can you tell other than the truth?
Y'all know I'm going to always.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You are right. You are right. No, you're right. No, you're right.
I'm going to always ABOB. I'm going to always bet on black. But if I got regular season, I got to go with Dak.
No, we're not going to parse Dak and do him like that. His defense let him down in that game.
I got to go clanger on that one if it's regular season. I got to go Dak.
Don't log off, Farrah, because I agree with you about Tua, and we're about to get into that in just a second. Mike, great.
So just to confirm, she's saying postseason she's taking Jalen Hurts.
Because Dak don't be performing in the postseason. I'm just saying.
Okay, so wait a minute. Let me make sure that we're all clear here. So you're saying that Dak was the equivalent of what's his name? He was just the Titans quarterback.
Josh Allen.
No, the Titans quarterback. Remember Tannehill with the 3 crucial interceptions against Cincinnati?
No, that ain't what I'm saying. Because I'm gonna take Dak over Tannehill. Just
no. I'm not saying that. I'm saying Dak didn't have that kind of performance against Green Bay, where we know that Tannehill was the reason why they lost. Like, it was unequivocal, and he never rebounded from that. It got in his head, and then he went downhill, and he was out of there. Like, that game was the game that ended his career in Tennessee. Dak hadn't had one of those games, though, yet, y'all. That ain't all his fault. The defense. What about Micah? Micah didn't do a damn thing.
I mean, we all know the defense is what really let them down, but Dak.
But you're the quarterback. But you're the quarterback, and you get all the praise, so you get all the criticism. I don't have all
the criticism too, because all that criticism didn't belong to Dak. Because I said that myself. I was like, "What is the defense doing? Where was D-Law? Where was
Aaron Jones was looking like, to borrow a line from Mike? He was looking like Bo Jackson on Tecmo Bowl in that game. Now, Aaron Jones ain't did a thing all year because he was on one of my fantasy teams and he couldn't even crack the starting lineup on a struggling fantasy football roster. But yet against the Cowboys, he comes home to Dallas and runs all over them. And let me see how good Dak is when they, you know what? Come on to Tennessee, Dak. We'll treat you right. Downtown is a great setup for you. Now, our countdown to kickoff continues with a preview of the AFC East. Ladies and gentlemen, the AFC East race last year was a closely contested one. Buffalo and Miami finished with 11-6 records, but Buffalo won the tiebreaker and thus had the division title. Let's start with this, Mike. Who is the biggest threat to dethrone Buffalo this year, the Jets or Miami?
You already know this, so I'll say it. I'm going to go with the Jets.
All right. Okay.
No, Tasha, you two go. I'm just going to drink my water. You disagree?
The only way the Jets is going to do anything is if all these rumors that they keep, which Devontae Adams never said any of this. The only way they're going to do that is if Devontae Adams is in the Jets uniform by the end of the season. That's it. Because other than that, they toast. I don't believe it. And Lyron Rodgers, he is a top-tier quarterback he's living off the glory of that one Super Bowl championship, but you cannot deny the man is a great quarterback.
He is.
I don't see it. They defense, you got.
I think he faked his injury. I think he faked his injury. So,
Mike, no, Mike, you can't just say that in passing. Come on, right. Come on up with the good.
I just don't believe in him this season. I don't believe in the Jets. I just do not see the Jets doing anything.
I think we're gonna have to screenshot this because I think the Jets got smoked.
They got a bum ass quarterback. I don't care what he's out
got a
there
bum. I'm telling you, He faked that.
Run, but hey.
No,
Thank you.
see,
Sarah.
y'all gotta do some digging, and I'm like, oh,
right,
okay.
right. You gotta dig it. You know what?
Yeah.
No, y'all done already got on me once. Y'all ain't gonna get on me again. Mike, stop it.
Miami, the
Don't
Jets,
do that, Mike. Don't do that. My mama watching.
the Patriots. That's the list. Sit up.
I'm so glad that
Right.
I'm so glad that Tasha was talking right there, Mike. You going to hell? Tasha, go back and watch
man.
49 minutes. Go back and don't do that again.
I'm just saying.
Right.
I think Aaron Rodgers faked all that business so that the Jets could keep their number 1 pick or their first round pick, because in the deal he couldn't, or if he played more than I think it was 4 games, then the trade would be complete.
And it does make
but
sense.
if he got hurt,
Mike, I like that. We're gonna have to chop that up into a reel. I like that. Now let me let you say it one more time real clean so I can make a good reel from that. Mike, what were your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers' injury?
I think he faked it. I think he faked it so that they could keep that first round pick. There it is.
Like I said, I don't put it past him because he is that petty.
He's that petty and he's that crafty as well. So with that being the case, and with so much riding on this season for the Jets, is this playoff or pink slips for head coach Robert Saleh for the Jets?
Pink.
Hank.
M-I, crook letter I, humpback I, Mississippi cry.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't watch season 2 of that show because it's way too much for the. Well, I don't know. Mike and them be watching them naked shows on HBO, so maybe he'll be with that. It was too much for me. Season 2 was too much going on. Season 1 was good, but the pink. Mike, don't watch season 2. Mike, is the playoff or pink slips for Robert Saleh if they don't get it done? If they won 7 games last year with no A-Rod.
I think it all depends if he listens to his quarterback. I think Aaron Rodgers holds that right now. I think if he plays the whole season and they still don't get it to the playoffs, then they're going to replace the coach.
Let me ask you this, Tasha, because you teased this in the previous segment, and I want you to be able to kind of to go off and cook a little bit in the kitchen. Josh Allen has lost both of his starting receivers in the offseason. So Stephon Diggs is gone. Gabe Davis is gone. But he did get a Keon Coleman, the beast wide receiver out of Florida State by way of Michigan State.
You might want to bring that part up. Just leave that part out.
Now, Mike will agree with you on that. I just want to let you know we do our research on these players. Tasha, do you think that with losing both of his starting receivers last year is going to lead to more hero ball from Allen, or do you think that he can finally just relax now because it's addition by subtraction by getting rid of that diva named Diggs?
I mean, I'm not going to say it was Stephon Diggs' fault because we saw what Stephon did for him when Stephon got there. Okay,
He's T.O.
But still, that he produced, and I just think he was, when he got to the point where he felt like they weren't going to win and they weren't doing what they were supposed to do, he said, "I'm where the girls get naked."
I knew you was gonna lose your train of thought. Hey, that intro go hard though. Go ahead, Tasha.
Now, I mean, I know, of course, I'm just gonna say I'm partial because I love Keon Coleman.
You do,
but I mean, he's still a rookie, and some of the knocks on him is getting separation and doing it because they think he's just a jump ball type guy, which he's not. If you actually watched him, even at that game that he scorched us against when he was at Little Brother U.
Yes, he did.
He got off, but you're going to need more than one receiver. They got what's the tight end guy?
Dalton Kincaid.
You got Dalton Kincaid. The defense is pretty decent. They're building up the defense, which the defense was never.
Now that they got rid of that money sponge sucking SpongeBob. Go ahead.
The defense was really the problem. It was always at the end of the games and Josh Allen making decisions and having all those turnovers and interceptions at the end of the game.
That's the hero ball that worries me about Josh Allen. I love his game, but every time I'm ready to beat my chest like King Kong about him, he does something like that. Remember against Philly? He had him on the ropes, and he started throwing interceptions in the fourth quarter.
But the thing is, like I said, the knock against Keon is what he can't do, but what he can do will benefit him because all Josh Allen got to do now is Randy Moss-esque. Throw it, and Keon going to jump and get that thing. So it should knock his interception rate down.
Mike, are you concerned about hero ball Allen? Will this be more turnovers with less weapons?
Yeah, I'm selling everything he's bringing up. So I mean, his time is over. So I ain't doing nothing with no Josh Allen no more.
He ain't on your fantasy radar.
Nope. Bye.
See, Farrah. This is what you get when you have a woman co-host, because she brings these women out and they bring up stuff that has nothing to do with stats. This can't help us one way or the other. This don't help my fantasy draft. I'm rooting for Josh Allen. I really am. Not rooting for him enough I really need them to fall out of the AFC so my Titans can slide in.
Oh, you about to cancel that, bro? Because that.
Ooh. That's a different show.
It is. Thank you, Mike, because you know I was about to rev up. Thank you, Mike, because Mike looked at the time and said, Paul, we ain't got enough time for you to start going off on your Tennessee rant and talking about all that. You're right, Mike. You are right. You notice these shows end on time when Mike is on the show? Because me and Tasha it'd be noon, and me and Tasha still talking about what Eddie Murphy and Martin said in life driving down the highway. So Mike kind of keeps us focused. So with that being said, and with 5 minutes to the top of the hour, let's get into my question that I didn't put on the script. Y'all, NCAA 25 is out. It's been a long wait. It was a mighty long wait. The wait is over. And y'all, we got Tasha T. Sizzle thinking about playing the game. Michigan Mike got his arriving via Pony Express on Monday, and I got mine yesterday. And I played with Michigan. I played with Michigan. I played with Colorado. I played with UT. And I had to make myself go to bed because we had an early wake-up call this morning. Let me ask you this, because I asked Tasha a question yesterday who she was going to run with, and she listed a dynasty team. So that got me to thinking, Mike, Tasha, you got one game, $1 million to the winner. You can pick any college dynasty team, any year, any era. Who are you running with? Mike, you up first.
Man, I'm a defensive player when it comes to real life and video games. I love doing the user picks. So I'm going to go the 2023 Michigan Wolverines because that defense is cold. So I can't wait.
Y'all, I have them as my honorable mention because I knew Mike was going to say them. I had a feeling that Mike was going to say. I didn't know if he was going to say them or 99, but I had a feeling. Y'all, if you look at Corum, McCarthy, Wilson on offense, that offensive line on offense, you look at Edwards as the backup running back. You got Colston Lovelace at tight end. You got all of the players on defense, the cornerbacks, the safeties. That is an excellent pick. Tasha, who say you?
Oh, you're not going with them 99 no's.
Jameson, right? That was Jameis? Was that Jameis?
No, that's 2013. Yeah. 99
was that's right. That was 2013.
When they beat Michael Vick and them down there in the Sugar Bowl.
Peter Warwick and the crew.
And Peter Ward got all the hate because he got some free polo out the dealers because he should have won the Heisman. And that went to Ron Dane, but you can't take away enough from Ron Dane.
Big Ron got loose and what
but the Biletnikoff Award went to some dude from Stanford. I can't remember his name. I just remember he came from Stanford. And you had Sebastian Janikowski, who the night before, didn't he miss curfew or he was drunk a couple of days and everybody got mad because Bobby Bowden didn't sit him down, and Bobby was like, "Dadgummit, are you crazy?"
The man kicked a 63-yard field goal in the pros. I ain't benching him.
Y'all really think he was going to put Sebastian Janikowski on the bench? You had Travis Minor was the running back. It was just something about that 99 No's team that it always stuck with me, and I think it's really because they beat Michael Vick.
Yeah, and that was the cheat code Michael Vick team that they beat.
Yes, because you had Coach was just saying Michael Vick was just special. He was spectacular. Like, he was just saying Michael Vick was going to be unstoppable. And this was this is Bobby Bowden saying this about Michael Vick.
And Mike got loose in that game. Mike went off, but Peter Warwick was just too much at the end. I think I had the last year's Michigan team. Two more that I had was, I know, y'all, this is Mike, we're going to have to do a doubles tag team match against them two when she come on the show because we already see how this is shaping up. So I got your back, Mike, and you got mine. We see how this is shaping up.
But we telling the truth. Y'all act like we out here lying. I'm like, I wanted to put the 97 Wolverines on there, but they still was split. If I'm gonna put them as number one, it had to be outright. 90s football was more exciting and better to me than 2000. And what did I tell you?
No, I agree with that.
Comment in there, so you're not telling the people what I said. My first answer was the Michigan Dynasty. That was my first
She did.
answer.
She said that. She said that.
Followed by the 99 no's.
Look at the look of shock in Mike's eyes. Like, she said something nice about Michigan on wax. Look at us all coming together. Y'all, it's something about that 95 Nebraska team. With
log out of this thing.
No, don't log out. Because I said I had Michigan there, but I knew you was going to say that. So my first pick would have been last year's Michigan team. They had no holes. The Derrick Henry Alabama team.
Yep.
And the 04 USC team. Like, let's get it on. Let's get it on.
We didn't even talk about the Miami years, you know. Like,
oh my God, the 01 Miami is better than all of them.
Come on.
They had 16 running backs and all of them went pro.
Yep.
When you have people like Sean Taylor and Kellen Winslow Jr. and Vic Wilkerson that was a Hall of Famer for tackle for the Patriots, they were on the bench. They were back up.
They was on the bench.
Reggie Wayne was on the bench on that 01 team.
Travis McGay, he had the bent back leg injury, and they.
Oh, but it didn't matter because they still had Clinton Portis.
They had Clinton Portis.
They had Jeremy Shockey. Like, Winslow was the backup to Shockey.
That was the first blueprint for Alabama.
I thought y'all were gonna say that one, so that's why I left it out.
No, that was a mic drop. So who you shouting out this week, Mike? You in that
I got two. I got one shout out for the state of Tennessee, or be specifically UT, as SEC has officially named University of Tennessee as the official UT for them and their schedule, and University of Texas, which all the Texas folks know, call it UT, and that's where the kind of like banter is.
Yes,
but they will be as TEX on schedules. So shout out to University of Tennessee for being the UT.
And they said they could do the horns down.
And they can do the horns down, which I think is great because I mean, why are you taking the horns away? Right. And second shout out is for our 17-year-old will be turning 17 this weekend. Well, it'll be on the 25th, but we're having a party for him tomorrow. So shout out.
All right. Happy birthday to you, sir. Is it Tristan?
Cameron.
Happy birthday, Cameron. Good job by you. Tasha, who you shouting out this week in your Mets?
I'm shouting out two of my nephews. Y'all, if y'all see like my post on Instagram and my little videos, you always see a little young guy with me. That's my nephew, Tyler. Tyler has been down here living on his own, doing his thug thizzle since about November. But I'm taking him to the airport today, actually, because he's got to go home because he keep a job now. He has to pick up some equipment because they don't know he's working over here. So he got to go home and get some equipment so he can come down. But he keeps me. Tyler does, like if Gino and I need something, or put it this way, y'all see Gino is never really in photos or posts because he hates Faceagram or Instabook, as he likes to say. Tyler is the one that if I want to go and do something, Tyler will go and do it with me. Come on, Grandma, let's go do this, let's go do that. And along the birthday route, everybody's favorite nephew, one Mr. Elijah Fernandez, that's Tiana's baby boy. He is 16 today. So shouts out
Happy birthday.
to a future person we're going to be talking about getting some NIL money and a scholarship.
Now, first of all, Marvin, that picture, speaking of the University of Tennessee, that picture is horrifying. You scared the hell out of all of the listeners right now with that picture. Marvin, it says Stud Flutie. I'm about to whoop that ass. Hello, y'all. Hello, Marvin. Speaking of football, ain't no football without Marvin, the Cowboy man. AP
he's hiding his face. He's hiding his face.
Still understand? Did somebody say my son? Yes. Happy birthday, Elijah. Marvin, I'm gonna need you to drop your name in there because I'm throwing friend requests in there. And tell your friend Will, I saw him talking smack on Facebook yesterday. He can get them hands too. Mike, can you type your name in the chat so people can friend request you when they want to get their work on Monday? Just put your username in the chat. Let me post my comment real quick. I'm Thug Flutie.
I thought I had that photo of me, you, Marvin, and Steve when we went to that game.
All right. Marvin came out of the woodworks. You know it's football season when the OGs show up and show out. The happy birthdays are flooding in. Okay, we got you on. Okay, he's Truck D Gamer 55. Shout out to Kenny for winning the. Oh, that's right, Kenny, my nephew. I'm gonna give a shout out to both my nephews right now. First of all, shout out to Kenny, man. He won the giveaway for College 25. That was $80 I spent yesterday on that at Walmart. Could have saved that money. Could have got me a hair implant. I could have had me a taper fade this morning. Hell, doing all of that. Happy birthday, Elijah. Now y'all see this guy. Look, watch the tight end and watch the screen passes, y'all. When you see St. Michael 54, watch the tight ends and watch the screen passes.
It's that defense. That's how I score.
Oh, I can't help you with the defense.
Nope.
The defense is reactional. I can't help you with that. Tasha, we got to get you a username this week so we can put it on the show for next week. I want to give a shout out to my nephew.
Y'all know I don't have the system. My neighbor has everything, and he.
No, you're gonna use your neighbor's name. Whatever his name is we gonna look
it up for me yesterday, and he said, "Hey, Grandma, you got $100?"
Yeah, that's about what it costs.
Because guys, he's Dominican, and he's surprised about how much into football Americano that we're into. And he was like, "You in this football,
y'all." We did not talk basketball today, and basketball ain't gonna hit the docket again until March. we football all sports team. Hey, look at Mike's face; he is loving that. I want to send a shout out with Stephanie Coulter up here to my nephew Carter, who is back playing fall football for the Una Bears.
Nice.
Had his first practice a couple of days ago. I'm so excited. Mike, I'm gonna need you to help me pick out a suit because you know we're gonna tear up the draft room when they call his name.
Let's do it.
We're gonna go viral and be embarrassing, and you're
gonna be jumping up like R. Kelly when he was in the face when they called Carter's name.
Right, we hugging him so long. He like, let me get up there and shake the commissioner's hand. Damn the commissioner.
Put the hat on him, sir. We need to put the hat on him.
We go, Marvin. Way to go, Kenny, man. That shouts out is coming in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back next week. Now, next week is going to be a special show because not only are we going to continue our countdown to kickoff and talk some more college football, but it's going to be the opening day of the games for the Olympics. The opening ceremonies are next Friday. So Saturday, we will give you a comprehensive preview. And if you T-Sizzle fans, make sure y'all tune in for T-Sizzle's Olympics because something tells me that we got a T-Sizzle's top 5 coming up next week. Y'all know Peacock is going up on August the 1st, right? They so damn greedy.
They on the $7.99. I'm like, come on.
Mike looking like the Florida A&M drum major over there. We out of here, y'all. Go Blue. How do you say it in Spanish, Tasha?
Vamos Azul.
Mike, can we see the rings on the way out?
Oh, took them all. They too heavy. I couldn't type.
Can't keep your eyes off my pinky ring.
Bro, she said they thought CP was 12 or 13. I had to send his birth certificate to meet right.
He's 6'4".
Right. He's going to be taller than his nephew's. Peace. The Dancing Olympics. We are out of here. Peace.